Many people tend to invest in healthcare stocks as part of their diversification. And I'm here to guide you through all of this and find the best healthcare stock for you. Will it be the good old Johnson & Johnson, or is Merck Co a hidden gem right now? In this video I will compare 8 healthcare stocks, head to head, using key criteria to determine which stock is the best investment. In each round I'm going to give the winner of that round the full 3 points. The number 2 gets 2 points and the number 3 gets 1 point. At the end we are going to sum all of the points to see who's the winner. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Starting with the market cap, to see who's the biggest company and probably has more weight to it as well. And let there be no doubt that Eli Lilly is the biggest company of them all, with a whopping 652 billion market cap, and thus claiming their first 3 points here. Followed by Johnson & Johnson at 371 billion. In third it's AbbVie with 322 billion. BMI is the smallest company of today with 95 billion, which is still pretty big. When investing in healthcare companies, you want to pick a company who is capable of growing their revenue with a future-proof outlook. And let me tell you this, there is a big difference within this selection due to maturity. So keep that in mind. And looking at the 5-year compound annual growth rate, which includes the lockdown periods, we see that NVO is growing their revenue at the highest rate of a whopping 19%, claiming their first 3 points here. In second we have Eli Lilly with 16%, claiming another 2 points here, so they are off to a strong start. And in third it's again AbbVie with 11%. Johnson & Johnson is having the lowest rate at only 2%, but keep in mind this is a mature company. We also want to see that net income is growing at a similar pace, and again keep in mind that these are very different companies in terms of business and maturity. BMI is top of the league with a 42% increase in the past 5 years, outperforming every other company in this list. In second it's NVO at 21%, which is slightly higher than their 19% revenue, so this is looking really good for them. And in third is Eli Lilly with 15%, similar to the revenue growth. Both AbbVie and Pfizer are reporting a negative 13% net income growth, something to keep your eye on. Of course we prefer to pay a good price for these stocks, and in general the lower this number the better. But keep in mind that price to free cash flow ratio is just an indicator and not the full story. Eli Lilly wasn't able to report positive numbers here, hence why there is no price to free cash flow, which is really concerning on its own. BMI is sitting at only 7. Which is the lowest in this list, and again claims the full 3 points here. In second we have Merck Co with 11, and in third it's Pfizer with 12. It seems NVO is trading at a premium with 27, and both AbbVie and Johnson & Johnson are sitting around 20, also very interesting. Next up is the return on invested capital, which is overlooked by many investors, but to me it is really important. And it's again NVO stock who is reporting the best numbers here, with a whopping 37%, which is really insane. In second it's Eli Lilly with 24%, also a great number, and in third it's Merck Co with 16%. Overall, all these companies are reporting great numbers here, except BMI and Pfizer, both below 10%, something to keep in mind. And now that we're halfway of comparing all of these stocks, it's time to check the leaderboard, who's the halftime winner. So starting at the bottom of the list we have Amgen with exactly 0 points, claiming the 6th spot. Pfizer is claiming the 5th spot with a total of 1 point. Both AbbVie and Johnson & Johnson managed to score 2 points, claiming the 4th spot. And in third it's Merck Co who kinda surprised me here with a total of 3 points. In second it's BMI, also really surprising me here with a total of 6 points. And for now, the number 1 spot is shared between NVO and Eli Lilly, who both managed to score 8 points. But hold your horses, in the second round we are going to take a look at the dividends, free cash flow and the total returns of the stocks, and everything can change drastically, as we have seen in other comparison videos. So without further ado, let's continue. But before we move to the most exciting part for most people, I want to take a look at the cash debt to ratio. Healthcare stocks tend to have higher debt due to different reasons, and one of them being R&D. So we want the company to have enough cash to support those debt levels. The higher this number, the better. In third, we have the only healthy company, in my opinion, when looking at these numbers. Johnson & Johnson with a total of 0.74, claiming the first 3 points of the second round. In second, it's NVO with 0.35, which is already a bit on the lower side in my opinion. In third, it's Pfizer with 0.28, and from there it rapidly decreases, which worries me a lot, especially in the case of BMI, Amgen, AbbVie and Eli Lilly. And next up is the dividend yields, which for most people is the most exciting part of course. And it's an interesting one with these companies. Pfizer is coming in first with a whopping 7.5%. In second, it's BMI with 5.3%. And in third, it's Merck Co with 4.2%. Most other companies are hovering around the 3 to 3.5% dividend yields. But Eli Lilly is sitting at only 0.8%, something to take into account when you want to invest in this company for the dividends. But there's more, because when looking at the 5-year dividend compound annual growth rate, we see that NVO is coming in first with a whopping 21.9%. But Eli Lilly, the one with the lowest starting dividend yield, is actually second when it comes to growing that dividend yield. Amgen is third with 8.7%. which is still a great number. And Pfizer has the lowest growth rate at 3.9%, which isn't too exciting of course. To support this massive dividend and secure the future growth, we want to see high free cash flow growth for these companies. And coming in first is again NVO stock, with a total of 14.4%, which is looking really good. In second, it's Merck Co with 13.7%. And in third, it's BMI with 6.1%, also looking pretty decent. Other companies report much lower numbers, and some don't see growth at all. So keep your eye on this number app as well, as it shows the future outlook for the dividends. The last metric of today is the total return in the past 5 years, because what's the point of owning a stock if it doesn't bring you high returns? Well, coming in first is Eli Lilly, with a total of 405%, which is insane and massively beats all the others in this list. But also the general market, which is up about 130% in the past 5 years. In second, it's AbbVie with a 140% return. And in third, it's NVO with 128%. So these 3 companies were the only 3 beating the S&P 500 in the past 5 years. And other companies are reporting much lower numbers, which is quite concerning to be honest. And with these last points awarded, we have a final score. And just a little reminder, the halftime leaders were NVO and Eli Lilly. And if you paid a little bit of attention, you noticed that both have scored a few points in the second round as well. But is it enough? Well, starting at the bottom of the list we have Amgen, who really disappointed today with scoring only 1 point. The 6th spot is claimed by AbbVie, who also was a big letdown in my opinion. In 5th, it's a tie between Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. And to be completely honest with you, I expected way better from Johnson & Johnson, so I'm kinda disappointed in them as well. In 4th is Merck Co, who surprised me in a lot of areas. And now the final top 3. Coming in 3rd is BMI, who was also a big surprise with a total of 9 points. But it has to be said that they were second in the halftime score. And our new number 2 is Eli Lilly, with a total of 13 points. who really impressed me today. But there are a few concerns for me, such as the valuation and the 5-year free cash flow growth. And the winner of today has to be Novo Nordisk, with a total of a whopping 17 points, leaving everyone behind. And in my opinion, completely deserves this victory. And I have to admit, I never really looked into this company, and I was kinda surprised by some of their numbers, such as that insane revenue, net income and free cash flow growth. And let's not forget the 37% ROIC as well. It's insane how well this company performed in the recent years, so I'm definitely going to do more research into this company, as it was able to beat the S&P 500 in the past 5 years as well. So to wrap things up, what were your thoughts on this list? Were you surprised by the outcome, or did you thought some other companies would deliver better results? Please let me know in the comments down below. And in the coming months you can expect more videos like this one, so stay tuned. And remember to always do your own research and never fully trust on what I or other YouTubers say about a stock. I'm not a financial advisor and this content is just for entertaining purposes only. I hope you liked this video and that did bring some insights of the company to you. I would really appreciate a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to get notified when I'm posting a new video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in my next video.